we'll check the drawbacks in our conventional item rate contracts. Whatever present works contracts, it is called item rate contracts, conventional item rate contracts. That means item is the 100 numbers. Some item rate is fixed depend on the measurements, actual measurements, the work is completed. Today already I shared the three types of the work: piece work contract, lump sum works contract, and schedule contract. That is also we'll discuss. So normally this is the item rate contracts. So what are the drawbacks? See, all works we are not given to entrusted to one person. Survey we are giving to one person. Preparation of estimates normally our department is doing, or we are giving to outsource. And delayed measurements taking late, and normally inadequate funds. But this is a common for both, even EPC also. That is a different. And cost overruns and time overruns. Why cost overruns? Because the delay the project, see, instead of 3 years, if it takes 12 years, normally the inflation rate it is taken, and time overruns because of inadequate funds. Instead of completing 3 years, it will complete in the 6 years. Both are possible. And disputes on various issues in the contractors, maybe because of the lack of the proper GCC or something. There is a lot of drawbacks is there. So to address all the above issues, the Railway Board is come out with model EPC agreement. It was released recently, some 2 years back. Now we can compare the differences between item rate contract, that is a present conventional contract, and EPC contracts. It is easy to understand. Yes. As usual, it is the old method and conventional method. This is the latest and modern method. Here, the Indian Railway provides the detailed design as well as estimates of the quantities for different items of the work, that is bill of quantities. Here it is we are prepared designs or we are outsourced, but here it is given to the EPC contractor, not Indian Railways. Even designs and estimates also, but subject to the approval by the Indian Railways. And here normally leads to the cost overruns, time overruns, because of the delays in the design, drawing, variations, inadequate fund provision, all this. Here normally we are assigning the responsibility to the EPC contractor. There is a less possibilities there for cost overruns and time overruns, because investigation, design and construction entire responsibility is given to EPC contractor. And see, our civil engineering department or other engineers, their considerable time is consumed in dealing with the variations in the quantities, introduction of NS items, and monitoring this project, all these things. Now everything it is the EPC contractor will take care. So our engineers will concentrate on the policy matters, policy and sanction matters. And payments for individual items, that is based on the measurements. But here it is not measurements, it is the specific stages of the payment. For example, it is the 50 kilometers of the new line. So every 5 kilometers it is a stages. It's not like actual measurements as on date. It is not there. And here the designs are provided by the Indian Railways. But here contractor is design and he is using global best practices as specified in the standard agreement and subject to finally with the approval by the user, that is railways only. These are the technical terms. EMD, it is called bid security. Even in our conventional contracts also we call it bid security. And security deposit still we called SD in conventional GCC for works, but here we call it as retention money. Why it is retention money means because the EMD of the successful tenderer, first we are retained as the SD. Retain as the SD, EMD of the successful tenderer. And balance amount also we are recovered from the running bills. That means instead of taking from the contractor, we are deducting from the running bills. That's why it is called retention money. Retention money. It is a simple performance guarantee is nothing but performance security. Yeah, any urgent only, please unmute 1 plus G.
Sir, please describe retention money once, sir.
Describe?
Retention money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any value for EPC contract, sir? If amount will be
Let me complete. All it is available in the this write up. Yeah. Let me discuss everything. Then I'll check all the queries at the end. Okay.
Right, retention money, please, sir, once.
Yeah, I'll explain. Yeah. See, the concept it is not changed. The definition all same. Only thing it is the nomenclature it is changed. EMD, SD, performance guarantee, all three here also playing same role. There is no change in the role. Only thing the nomenclature it is changed. Why it is called bid security? Because security coming along with the bid. Bid means tender. So that is nothing but tender security. The security received along with the tender along with the bid is called this way bid security. This is why it is called retention money means because the EMD, the bid security of the successful tenderer will be retained as return security deposit and the balance security deposit is recovered from the running bills. We need not take it from the contractor in advance. Whereas performance guarantee we are taking in advance. Not we cannot recover from the running bills, but this is the recover from the running bills. That is the reason they nomenclature it is the retention money. Retention money. That means we are retaining the contractor's due money instead of paying to the contractor. We are retaining as SD. So that's why nomenclature is retention money. And it is a performance guarantee, just a small change, performance security. That means here if you check the common nomenclature, EMD it is called bid security, PG it is called performance security. That's all. But these two still it is the GCC for work still we are using this nomenclature. GCC for works, services, all. This is in the GCC for works also it is changed. BS. Okay. Yeah. This is not much important. Yeah. Now we'll check the standard EPC agreement of Indian Railways. Yeah. Yeah, please wait. Yeah, 1 plus G admin. Any urgent?
No, sir, I completed, sir.
Yeah. So what are the salient features or main features? It is the lump sum contract price subject to price variation clause. In conventional contract, all of you know, depend on the measurements, we are paying the money. But here it is not like that. It is 100 crores means 5 stages. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Yes, 20 crores, 20 crores, 20 crores, 20 crores. Lump sum payment, no measurements. Within time, this is very, very important. Suppose if it is not within time, though we have liquidated damage clause is there, but not as effective as possible. Here, the penalties is there if it is not completed within the time. And time extension arising out of delays due to change in the scope or force majeure or delay caused by or attributable to the Indian Railways only the time extension. Otherwise, no. That means change in the scope means instead of constructing 2 floors, we are constructing 4 floors, or changing the design, or force majeure, that is the act of the God, whether COVID, calamities, natural disaster, or war, or any reasons because of Indian Railways responsible only time extension. As I already told, investigation, survey, design, construction, everything to EPC contractor. And transferring the construction risk to the EPC contractor. Entire risk we are transferred. and payments are linked to the specific stages of construction. That means there are no measurements, individual measurements not required. Here this is the called maintenance period. This word nomenclature, it is the defect liability period is the 2 years. By default it is the 2 years. This is already we discussed: bid security, retention, performance security. Yeah. Risk allocation distribution. What is risk allocation? Now the contractor is responsible for the soil condition, weather, commercial and technical risk, dealing with the design and construction, everything. What about the Indian Railway responsibilities? Handing over the land and approval from the road authorities, government approvals for ROB and RUB at level crossing, and environmental ministry clearance, forest department clearance, shifting of utilities. Suppose in that premises that present redevelopment of station is there, so we have to shift the platforms and other utilities to some other way. That is also our and approvals in respect of engineering scale plan and signaling interlocking plan. Before executing, we have to approve. These are our responsibility. So what is the selection? Selection, as usual, it is the open competitive bidding. Open competitive bidding, like in the conventional contracts. So contract period, price adjustment, price variation, technical parameters are to be clearly stated upfront, beginning of the along with lump sum price. That means price variation clause, what is contract period, technical, everything. Here the ceiling is 25%. Any change in the scope of project, the maximum ceiling 25%, the Indian Railway will bear it. And survey, investigation, designs, drawings, it is the responsibility of the contractor, but subject to specifications provided as in the drawing agreement. Okay. And here these are the two important terminology. Authority engineer. Authority engineer nothing but is representing the Indian Railways for the particular EPC work. Okay. This is within 15 days from the appointed date. For all these things, appointed date is very, very important. Like we are waiting for the 18th Zonal Railway, South Coast Railway appointed date. So here also the appointed date is very, very important. And this authority engineer is act as the single window for coordination with the contractor for communication, everything. That means whatever communication we have to do with the contractor, only through this authority engineer. He is a coordinator. Okay. And he is also responsible for monitoring and supervision. Like that, like railways is authority engineer. For contractor is having one person, that is a design director. He is appointed by the contractor. He is appointed 15 days from appointed date, means authority engineer is appointed within 20 days. And he is the head of the contractor's design unit. That's why he is called design director. And is responsible for all the preparation of preliminary, detailed survey, investigation, everything. And what is the defect liability period? It is the 2 years from the date of issue of provisional completion period certificate, 24 months, or 18 months from the date of completion certificate, whichever is latter. Whichever is latter. This 2 years, it is the from provisional completion, this defect liability period here, or 18 months from the final completion period, whichever is latter. This is very, very important. And additional comfort to the Indian Railways, because any mistakes is happened, any defects are there, it should be rectified by the contractor without any further amount. Any loss, damage, it is its own cost, contractor. That too within period of 15 days from the date of notice issued by the railways. Suppose if we issued today notice, they should be completed by 4th of the May. Okay, 15 days. Yeah, if he is not fulfilled, if he is not rectified the defects, then the same will be rectified by the Indian Railways and we can impose the damage. What is the damage? It is the actual cost incurred by the Indian Railways for rectifying that work plus 20% of such cost. That is 20% as a penalty to the contractor. Here yesterday we discussed this order of precedence in the GCC for works, that is the letter of acceptance, GCC some conditions, bills of quantities, and the last one is the BAS. Here 11 documents is there. But here it is not. Here when it is a EPC agreement is override all other agreements or documents. So whatever EPC agreement we are entered with the, it is override all other agreements and documents. And any relevant clause is there, particular clause, it is override all other clauses. And clause is very important. Clauses are overrides schedules. Schedules are overrides annexures. And relevant schedule overrides all other schedules. So the relevant is very, very important, a particular. And specifications and drawings override the written description of the drawing. So this is not important. If it is a written description, suppose 100 is mentioned, but in the specification 110 is there, so this is correct. This is precedence. And specific written dimension is override the dimension scaled from the drawing. See, drawings, instead of drawing, this is important, written dimension. And in case it is a common one everywhere, the value written in the words is important than value written in the numerals. These are the important for the priority for the order of precedence. In case of ambiguity or discrepancy, the document in the first column will prevail over the document in the second column. Already I told appointed date is very, very important for all the factors. So what is appointed date? The latter of, not before, 15th day from the signing of the agreement or 30th day from the date on which contractor has submitted the performance security. What is performance security? Performance guarantee, PG, is called as performance security. And date on which Indian Railways has provided the right of pay. This is very, very important. Right of pay and environmental and forest clearance at least 95%, if not 100%, of the core land length or non-core land 90%. So among 3 dates, whichever is later, that is the appointed date, not the first one. Okay. So this is the most important for calculating different periods and different stages for calculation of penalties. All these things, this is very, very important. So this is the expecting in the examination question. Please check 15th day agreement, 30th day this performance guarantee, or this handing over the land and clearance of the forest and environmental. Of core land is 95%, non-core land 90%. Okay. See, subletting already we seen correction slip 11, that is 40% restricted. But that is for GCC for works. Here we are not received any railway board rules. So here we can not more than 70% of the contract price. That means 30% at least the contractor shall carry out. But in the GCC for works, contractor shall carry out at least 60%. It is restricted 40%. Okay. Maybe we will expect this is also. Yeah. Yeah. So any subcontract for works, if exceeds the 5% of the contract price, the same should be informed to the Indian Railways by the contractor. If it is the less than 5%, not required. Suppose it is the 100 crores work So if it is the 4 crores work, it is a subletting, not required to inform. But overall, it should not be more than 70%. Okay. Here the training of railway personnel, it is not important just to go through the this one, because the number of personnel shall not exceed. Our railway personnel, the contractor should give training, because for maintaining of this work, S&T equipment, the SCADA, all these things. Okay. Now coming to bid security. Bid security in the GCC, and here it is a different, please check. Here it is the 0.5% of the project. The maximum is 2 crores. Whereas GCC it is the 2%. Now that maximum is removed. But here 0.5%. And it should be through e-payment gateway or bank guarantee bond. If it is the bank guarantee bond, it is the valid 90 days beyond the bid validity period. Beyond the bid validity period. For example, bid should be valid 90 days from the closing of the date, again from 90 to 90 days. Yeah. It is called RFP, request for proposal. That is nothing but tender. We call it as request for proposal. Yeah. And it is remain in the force in case of successful bidder until substituted by the performance security or performance guarantee. And unsuccessful bidders, here in the GCC we are not mentioned any date as early as possible. But here within 7 days, working days from the date of issue of LOA to successful bidder. That means once issued LOA means it is the work is finalized and awarded. Then within 7 days the other bidders we have to return. Yeah. Now coming to retention money, already I told it is the security deposit. So this is the guarantee money for the performance and the obligations for the contractor during the construction period, equivalent to SD in the rate contracts. This is a no change, 5% contract price, and the balance also recovered from the running payments, that is at the rate of 6%. Or if we contractor submit irrevocable and unconditional bank guarantee towards retention money, then we have to return the whatever recovered amount we can return to the contractor. That means he need not submit this before beginning of the contract. Even during the course of work also he can submit this bank guarantee bond towards retention money, full amount. Then whatever amount it is paid, recovered, and whatever amount it is retained, that EMD or bid security we can return to the contractor. Yeah. So this is SD. Now coming to PG or performance security. This is either 3% or 5%, depend on the contract. And it should be submitted within 30 days from the letter of award or acceptance. And if any extension, please check the damage very small percentage, 0.002%. But each day of delay, this is important. And it is an irrevocable and unconditional bank guarantee if it is there, valid until 60 days of the expiry of the DLP period. That means DLP, it is a 2 years or 18 months is then. From that date, it should be valid another 60 days. Okay. Suppose this is 30 plus 30. 30 without penalty, another 30 days with the percentage of 0.002%. Yeah, Sridhar garu, please calculate 30 into 002%, 0.002% into 30. Zero, maybe. Yeah, okay, we'll check. Yeah, failure to submit performance security in the extended period, please check terminate the agreement and encash the bid security and adjust as part of damages, and balance performance security shall be recoverable from the contractor's pending or future dues with IR in the any of the ongoing or future contracts. That is very, very important. That means we will not leave the contractor just encashing the bid security. We can recover the balance any contracts if he is entered with the Indian Railways, either ongoing contracts or in the future contracts also. Yeah. Release, it is after 60 days of the DLP or extended DLP, release of performance security. Okay. Yeah. Now coming to payments. Yeah, almost going to end. Payments to the contractor, it is a simple and rational method. Broadly, the works are divided into civil and track works, S&T works, and electrification works. All the above works can be taken together under a single project or different projects, depending on the work. Each item of the above works are subdivided into stages. This is very, very important. Already I told you, stages wise payment is made, not actual measurements. So payments will be made for each completed stage of the work. Here please check. Scheduled completion day, it is the 900th day from the appointed day. That means 2.5 years or 30 months. Scheduled completion day. Project milestone, first milestone, 240th day. That is 8 months. So 10% is paid. And 480th, that is 16 months. This is 35% of the amount paid. And 23 months approximately 70% is paid. And last 30 months it is the 100% is paid. This is cumulative percentage. Cumulative percentage. That means if you pay 10%, so balance 25% paid another 8 months. So this is the project milestone. Okay. And if it is a delayed, it is the 0.05% of the contract price for 1 day from the date specified in the above milestone. Suppose if it is a delayed, this first stage, yes. And but maximum damages are not to exceed 10% of the contract price. That means if we calculate 10% divided by 0.05%, it is a possible of maximum 200 days. 200 days maximum. Okay. Then coming to contract price, it is the valid and effective until the issue of the completion certificate. All payments in the Indian rupees includes, this contract price includes all duties, taxes, royalty and fees as per the laws and regulations. This is also included and covers all the contractor's obligations for the works under the agreement and all things necessary for the construction thereof and rectification of any defects during the DLP. All should include. But excludes taxes any paid by the contractor is excluded. Only taxes paid by the railways is included. Okay. Yeah. Advance payments, like in the GCC for works, here also advance payments is there. That is up to 10% of the contract price in 2 equal installments, 5% and 5%. For mobilization expenses and acquisition of the equipment. Interest rate, it is the bank rate plus 4% per annum. Bank rate, it is decided by the RBI year to year. For this, he has to submit irrecoverable bank guarantee to be submitted by the contractor equivalent to the 110% of the advance payment. Suppose if it is the advance payment is 2 crores, he has to submit 2 crores 20 lakhs equivalent amount for the bank guarantee. Okay. Yeah. These are the examples. So far, this RE projects in the Konkan Railway, entire through EPC, it is given to L&T. And Delhi Metro, this is the main important, and construction of railway bridge in the Jammu Udhampur railway link, and our Secunderabad railway station, it is going to on, and maybe it is completed this year end. These are the examples. Yeah, any yeah, I will share one agreement with the recent agreement. I will share. So any latest changes also we can discuss that with the agreement. Yeah, Vedanand garu.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good
Sir,
evening.
any bonus provision for early completion of work?
Here it is not there.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, only GCC per works. Why, Baji?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, any all the payment we shall paid to the EPC contractor in at the completion of the project. When period of DLP, DLP पीरियड के समय अगर वो नहीं काम करता है तो वो पेमेंट तो सारा उसका हो जाएगा ना सर?
So performance security is then we are keeping performance security na.
Okay. तो उसका जो सारा पेमेंट है 100% पेमेंट shall be paid
yes,
on the completion.
Yeah,
on the
even in the
completion of
regular
project.
contracts also we are paying 100%, and we are keeping the
And completion certificate before DLP or not?
Yeah, before DLP only. Otherwise, how can we pay the amount? See, DLP period is starting from the completion period date only.
Okay.
Completion certificate date के बाद the DLP period is started.
Sir, one more question. Eligibility criteria, technical eligibility criteria or financial eligibility criteria, any similar work to the sufficient?
Even it is not checked. I will check and I will furnish later.
Sir, it is very necessary to give any EPC contract to any contractor.
Yes, because it is a evolving stages wise. This is the first time we are dealing for the last few years. That is the reason I will share the actual agreement. I will obtain actual agreement, or candidates, participants, please share one agreement is available in your railway. Please share the EPC agreement entered in the last few months. We'll discuss that agreement also. Okay? Yeah.
Thank you.
1 plus G.
Sir, what is the meaning of appointed date, sir?
Appointed date. Pardon?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Appointed
that is
date.
nothing but the starting date. That is, yes, commencement date like that. See, we are waiting for the appointed date for the South Coast Railway Vizag. Appointed date means, as of now, this GM and other officers is there, but even Vizag railway station staff, they are reporting only East Coast Railway, not South Coast Railway. So once appointed date is there, that means gazette notification. So like that, here also appointed date is done. That is what, yes, work is commenced. From the date, all this what is called 240 days, 300 days, it is all calculated.
Can we set, sir, date of issue of LOA?
Not date of issue relevance. Please check here. 1 minute. Yeah, it is clearly mentioned what is appointed date. 15 days from the 15 days from the signing of the agreement, or 30 days from the contractor submitted the performance security. Suppose he is delayed performance security, he is taken 60 days time. So that means the appointed date also delayed. Okay. And clearance of the core land and non-core land. Okay. Yeah, Avanti garu.
Sir, this bonus is there in EPC contracts too, na, sir?
Okay, any agreement is there, please share
Sir, I
me.
have a proposal on hand in the office.
Yeah, please
Where
share me in the WhatsApp.
Sure, sir. That EPC is there for 3 years, no, sir? Completion.
Yes.
He's,
Yes.
he's completing the work well before, like 6 months before only.
If you have Secunderabad redevelopment agreement also, please share that.
Sure, sir, I will share. That bonus is
Thank
there,
you.
sir, for them.
Yeah, we'll discuss.
Okay, sir.
Ashish ji,
Sir, I want to know in EPC contract here is bid securities bid capacity is applied.
yeah, we'll check that. Bit capacity and other technical eligibility will check. Okay.
Workshop to workshop. So different from workshop to workshop.
Yeah, please quick. We'll discuss so many items, or else we'll discuss at the
The
end
right
the
of way,
session.
what is the right of way?
There is
sir?
some problem. Some people are telling there is
Right
some
of.
problem. Sound problem is there. Now is it rectified?
Right of way means
Can
that
message
is
me
the
and tell. Is it now audible to everybody?
we are giving permission to use that land.
Okay.
Right of way.
Mr. Ajay Singh is asking me, telling Hindi.
See,
Yeah,
we
sir,
are
tell me,
asked
sir.
to construct the track, but instead of giving this permission
Okay,
to
sir, please
on the
go
right of the track, how can he construct that land?
So
That
Railway
is
Board took
right
a
of-
decision to introduce the insurance scheme in the
Niranjan.
year 1949. Finally, Railway Board has
So
taken
kindly clarify DLP mainly provisional and after completion.
Provisional completion means
Since this scheme
temporary.
was introduced in
That means
Chittaranjan Locomotive,
some
the
final
name of the
checks are
incentive
there.
scheme
Maybe
is
it is a
kept
temporary.
as C&W
So
pattern.
from the provisional certificate, if it is furnished by the railways, from
scheme
the
was
date
successful.
2 years.
So found
If
this
it is
scheme
the
was found
final
successful,
completion,
it was
that is
giving
the
very good
18
results. So that's why it was extended to ICF in 1960.
Whichever is
Later, it was extended to many other workshops. Now, review of productivity
okay.
revealed
We'll
that
discuss another
low
topic.
standard of efficiency could be improved with this scheme. Now, after reviewing this, it is known that, or it is revealed that low standard of efficiency, people who are working at a low standard level, they will be improving their performance when such incentive schemes are introduced. I have told you one example also of Tirupati
Yeah,
workshop.
please confirm.
They were working with a low standard of efficiency.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, is it visible? Right.
Yes, sir.
Just broadly, we'll discuss GCC for works. This is the April 2022. Please remember this services 2018 January and this MSOP 2022. I think 2022 July. Is it correct, Sridhar Garu?
2018, sir. 2018
Yeah,
July,
sir.
sir.
2018 July. Yes. So MSOP and services 2018, but this is January, this is July, this is April. Okay, right. Yeah, this is a 115 pages. So far, the 11 correction slips are issued. It is a part 1 and part 2. What is part 1? This is the ITT, that is instructions to tenderers. The total clauses, 9 clauses is there. And annexure 6 annexures are there. Out of 6 annexures, this is the 5th annexure is very, very important. What is 5th annexure? A certificate given by the tenderer that all statements or documents submitted along with the bid are true and factual. He has to give some notary certificate like this in the form. This is very, very important. And this is also a little bit important. Agreement, what is the zone agreement? The zone contracts, that is piece for contract agreement pro forma, it is in the second one. And work order pro forma of the piece for contract or zonal contract, it is in the annexure 3. And this is the agreement for the specific works. Yeah, Vaibhavji?
Sir, जो annexure 5 now as per correction slip not necessary to submit the contractor.
Okay, I will update. Yeah, please send this update. Yeah. So bid capacity formula, this is the annexure 6. Bid capacity, it is a little bit complex calculation. Yeah. So total pages, it is the part 1, it is the 40 pages. The important one, it is the first clause itself. This is the order of precedence of document and approved list of contractors. But no one is maintained, that is a different one. Yeah, class 5 is the bid security. Yeah, recently that correction slip also received. The financial eligibility criteria and technical eligibility criteria and bid secure capacity, it is the class 10. And tenderer credentials and joint ventures in the work standards, all it is the first one. Okay. And coming to part 2, it is the standard general conditions of the contract. This is actually GCC for works. That means the agreement by default, this is the GCC. So this is the paragraphs, total 64 is there. Annexures, total 10 annexures here, and pages 75 approximate. These are the main important thing. See, this is all before tender awarding, this first part. Technical eligibility, financial eligibility, bid security, all. This is the second, it is nothing but execution of the work. That means what is the communication to the serving notice to the contractor, assignment or subletting of contract, SD and performance guarantee. This is after contract is acted. Extension of time by the contractor, by the delay due to contractor or delay due to railways, and force majeure clause, bonus for early completion, variation, measurements on account, PVC, final payment, and determination of contracts, and finally, this is the arbitration contract. Okay, yeah. Yeah, participants, all queries will discuss at the end of session. Yeah. Yeah, we already discussed bonus for early completion and this one. Now we'll discuss this bid security and yes. Yeah, please confirm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right, thank you. So bid security is still in the examination. Sometimes they may call it as EMD, so don't confuse, both are correct. So what is NST means? It is already, yesterday we discussed in this one. Okay, not discussed, I think.
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah, not discussed. Yes. Only in the MCQ part we discussed. Okay, right. Earnest means it is a sincere interest and seriousness. So it is a rounded off to 100 rupees, whereas in service and stores it is the 10 rupees. So value, previously it is the up to 1 crore 2%, beyond 1 crore 0.5% it is there. We'll discuss later. But now it is the final. No limit. There is no maximum limit. Okay. Yeah. Here it is applicable to all modes, whether open tender, limited tender, single tender, all modes it is applicable. There is no exemption. Exemption it is only if it is the government owned PSUs, it is the 100% exemption. Labor cooperative society, it is the 50% exemption. And firms recognized as the startups by DPIIT, that is also 100% exemption. Okay. And the successful tenderer bid security is retained as a part of security deposit. That's why, yeah, Vaibhavji, please wait. Yeah. But railway shall return the bid security if the successful tenderer submits the TDR or bank guarantee bond towards the full security deposit. This is the new option. Previously it is not there. If we paid this TDR or bank guarantee bond, now this insurance surety bond also is there. Then we can return this bid security of the successful tenderer also. And this bid security shall be deposited either in the cash or that is a e-payment gateway or bank guarantee bond or as mentioned in the tender document. But if it is the bank guarantee bond, it should be Annexure 6A and it should be valid 90 days from the beyond the validity period. The scanning, the copy should be scanned to IREPS portal. But the physical one, we have to deliver one working day to the official nominated before closing date. Okay. Yeah. The envelope shall clearly bear the yes, so and so bid, it is there. Yes. So for unsuccessful tenderers, In the EPC, it is mentioned at least within 7 days, but here it is not mentioned, but as early as possible we have to return. But if any late, we are not responsible for the depreciated value or any interest. Suppose when it will be forfeited, if the successful tenderer is unable to submit the performance guarantee within the validity time, or if the successful tenderer abandon his offer or resale his offer, is declined to accept the work, and if we modify the terms and conditions which is not acceptable to the railways, in all these we are forfeited the bid security. Now this is the correction slip 11. As per this, previously it is there up to 1 crore, beyond 1 crore 0.5%, and the maximum is 1 crore. But modified provision, it is this link to 1 crore is removed. So it is simple 2%. If it is the 200 crores, yes, it is the 4 crores is the bid security. 4 crores. So other provisions it is not touched. All it is same. That is rounding up Labor Cooperative Society and DPIIT. And coming to security deposit, it is the 5% of the contract value. That is 2% on the tender value. This is the 5% of the contract value. That is the difference. Because SD we are collected from the successful contractor. So by that time the tender value becomes contract value. It is changed. So the bid security is the retained as the security deposit unless he submit the SD is the complete in the either cash or TDR or bank guarantee. Okay. So how to recover this SD? Yes, can be deposited by contractor before release of first on account bill. This is important. If it is a first on account bill is submitted, released, then there is no chance of submitting the SD in the cash or TDR. Okay. Yeah. Suppose if we submitted full security deposit, then we return this bid security. Otherwise, the recovery at the rate of 6% of the amount. Previously, it is 10%. In case of defaulting contractor, the railway may retain any amount due for payment to the contractor on pending on-account bills, so that the amount so retained, including performance guarantee, may not exceed the 10% value of the contract. That means if the contractor is defaulted for not executed, whatever amounts is retained as is security deposit or performance guarantee, but not more than 10% we cannot keep. Okay. Suppose if the work is physically completed, the SD recovered from running wells may be returned if we desire, but subject to submission of TDR or irrevocable bank guarantee for equivalent amount. In case of contracts of 50 crores and above, the SD may be deposited as the bank guarantee bond by scheduled bank. That means up to. But it should be after execution of the agreement and before payment of the first on-account bill. Here we have to. So refund of the SD. Final payment of the contract and final supplementary agreement, no claim certificate, no due certificate, and maintenance certificate. But this PG we can release immediately. But SD we have to ensure all these things. If the contract is rescinded due to any reasons attributed to contractor, the SD is forfeited. Now we'll discuss performance guarantee. First we'll discuss this correction slip. Please confirm.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
So this is we are expecting some because it is recently issued correction slip. It is March 13th, 1 month back. Yeah. And it is applicable prospectively from the date it is applicable. Yeah. Now, yeah, this is already discussed para 51A. This is the earlier it is the 1 crore 0.5%. Now it is already changed. Yes. And this is very important. Previously it is the 50% allowed up to. Now it is allowed only up to 40% only. That means the main contractor should at least execute to 60%. So please remember 50% is the threshold value limit. Now it is reduced to 40% subcontracting limit. Okay. But here the important thing is the procurement of material and hiring of equipment and engagement of labor will not be treated as subcontracting. This is excluding. This is not part of the subcontracting for calculation of this percentage. Okay. And performance guarantee here, earlier it is the performance guarantee we can allow this insurance surety band. This is the new initiative. But this option was allowed only when the date of completion is the minimum 36 months is their completion period. Okay. And if the completion period exceeds 36 months, another form of the security had to be submitted. Now it was changed. Retains 5% performance guarantee and but adds important this additional pay performance guarantee may also be required as per clause. If the date is extended, the contractor must submit extended surety bond before expiry of the existing bond. So before expiring he has to give again extended insurance bond is sufficient. This is very, very important additional performance security. Additional performance security or additional performance guarantee. 1 minute. Suppose if the tender value is 100 rupees, if the contractor is quoted 95 to and above, see is only that performance guarantee is 5%. But he quoted 95% below and it is the lowest. Then he has to submit 5% plus additional 5%, 10%. The lowest contractor is 95 below 95. If it is a 95 also 5% is sufficient. If it is a below 5%, below 95%, it is a additional security because to avoid the abnormally lower rates, because we may doubt whether the contractor is completed the work with that much below. Please check. Bid quoted between 0 to 5% below advertised value. No additional security. But if it is the below 5%, then additional is the 5%. Already I shared one small write-up also, one small example, please go through. This is very small bid capacity, we will discuss now bid capacity also. Simple, 20 crores previous threshold value, now it is a revised to 10 crores. That means the contract value 10 crores and above that advertised value, it needs bid capacity. This formula is a little bit complex, we will discuss now. Yeah. And this is the not much important illegal gratification ethical practices we are included. So many provisions in detail, code of integrity in procurement, corrupt practice, fraudulent practice, anti-competitive. Previous also it is there. It is clearly mentioned one by one. anything is happened, we can take up the contractor. Yes. Yeah, this is the paritive provisions. Yes. Here it is the cancel the contract and recover loss. Here we can forfeiture bid security, cancellation of contract, recovery of payments including advances with interest, debarment, at least this is very important for 1 year future, and refer to Competitive Commission of India for anti-competitive cases and initiation of disciplinary or criminal proceeding. This is very important. Already I shared this write-up, please go through. Now we'll discuss the bid capacity. Yeah, 1 minute. Karnakar garu, that earlier shared document, it is not consistent bid capacity, na?
Sir, earlier share document, na sir? One second, I will check, sir.
That technical eligibility. Yeah.
One second, sir. Just now I will.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, I opened now. Yeah, Vaibhavji, please unmute.
Sir, I small doubt. You have told that bid security exempt to 100% PSU form.
100%.
Sir, please review now.
That PSU, sir.
Sir, I think it is not exempt.
I'll check. Because in previous GCC it is there. We'll check.
Recently, we have
Yeah, in the
given
recent correction slip it is not mentioned. But
sir.
I'll check the original GCC. Okay. Yeah.
Sir, one more question. The additional 5% performance guarantee of whole contract value or the difference below quoted value?
No, whole contract value.
Is that total performance guarantee is 10%?
Yes, exactly. 10%. I think if you remember previously we have additional performance guarantees there. Some long back, 2-3 years back. That was very confusing. Now it was clearly stated it is a 10%. No doubt. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Now is it visible? Please confirm. Yeah. Sridhar or Karnakar garu, please confirm.
Yes, sir, it is there, sir. Bid capacity, 10 crore.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Eligibility criteria. This is very important. Yeah. This is clause 10. See, 3 types is there. We have technical eligibility, financial eligibility, and bid capacity. Already I told the difference between technical and financial eligibility is nothing but technical we are check similar works whereas financial all works, including similar works. That is the only. Yeah. Bid capacity, yeah, just now we discussed it. This is 10 crores is very, very important. But technical and financial eligibility, this is only 50 lakhs. Today I shared one super significance number 50. Please check. Direct acceptance also 50 lakhs. This technical and financial eligibility also 50 lakhs. Yeah. 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 Now we'll check technical eligibility. It is the either completed or recently included, substantially completed. Substantially completed nothing but 90% also it will be taken as completed. In the last 7 years up to the last day of the month previous to in one tender is invited. That means if it is a June is a tenders calling, up to May month we are taking the last 7 years. Last 7 years. Here this works, if it is a three similar works, 30% of the advertised value of tender. 2 similar works, 40% of the advertised value of tender. 1 similar work, 60% of the advertised value of tender. Either one of the criteria should be fulfilled by the contractor. In the last 7 years, that to technical works, technical eligibility means similar works. This what is similar works? It is a clearly spelled out in the contract, this schedule, this tender schedule. Please check. So for example, this bridge work is there, railway bridge work. The contractor having a experience in the road over bridge is not eligible because road over bridge is different, bridge work is different. The contractor who is having a experience and construction in the railway quarters is not eligible for the railway track. So that is similar work is very, very important. For example, I have taken this 2 crores advertised value of work. 2 crores. Please check. He should have complete this one work 7 crores. 1 minute. Yeah, it is not 2 crores, it is 20 crores. 20 crores. So 1 crore, one work 7 crores, second 7.5, third 8 crores. That means the 30% of value is 6.6 crores. If he completed one work 7 crores, 7.5, 3, 8 crores, yes, he is eligible. Or if it is a 40% of 20 crores is a 8 crores. So you should complete at least 2 works equaling 8 crores and above. Or you can complete at least 60% of single work. That is very important. If single work, it should be 60%. So this is, please by heart these percentages and similar works in examination. 330, 240, 160. Yeah. Wherever this composite works is there, that is involving more than one distinct component, that is a civil S&T combined, a separated completed works of minimum required values also to be considered for fulfill technical eligibility for different components also we are taking. Here, separate component means 2 crores. Any work or set of work shall be considered a separate component when the cost of the component minimum is 2 crores. Then only it is treated as separate component. For example, this S&T work, it is only cost 50 lakhs. We cannot take in as a separate component and separate technical conditions not required. Subletting, here it is a technical eligibility, suppose already we discussed 40% we can give subletting. But the subcontractor also you should submit work experience 35% of the single work in the last 5 years, not 7 years. Not less than 35% of value work, similar works. Okay. Yeah. And This subletting work, if it is a cost up to 50 lakhs, the work experience certificate is not required. So this work experience, it is only by public listed companies, not private individuals. Please check. Now coming to financial eligibility. So the difference already we discussed. Technical eligibility for similar works, financial eligibility for all works. Here the formula is the minimum average, please check, the minimum average annual contractual turnover of V bar N or V, whichever is less. This is the correction slip 1. So what is V? V is advertised value of tender. What is N? N is the number of years prescribed or completion of the works for which bids have been invited. Whichever is less, that means if the contract value is 10 crores, the completion of the period is 4 years, that means it is only 2.5 crores. Or the value of the work, it is the 10 crores. Whichever is less means here 2.5 crores is the sufficient to fulfill. Understand? Not 10 crores. Okay. So this is the average of 3 previous financial years. Please check the wording. Minimum average is, that means last 3 financial years, the average will take, will not be less than the V bar N or V, whichever is less. I'll take one example, please check. The contract period, it is the tender value is the 20 crores. The number of years complete is the 4 years. So the financial, last 3 financial years, the contract turnover value is 18 crores. 18 crores means the average is 6 crores. So what is the formula here? Advertised value is 20 crores. The number of years to complete 4. That means it is the 5 crores. Whichever is less, or 20. Whichever is less means 5 crores is sufficient. That means this contract is eligible. If he is having a average of previous years, it is the 4.5 or less than 5 crores, he is not eligible this financial certificate. That means here technical we are checking whether he is capable of doing the technical knowledge is there or not, we are checking. But financial, whether he is having a financial capabilities there or not. He is a technically sound, but whether he should have a finance amount is there or not to execute the work. Because all of you know, unless work completed, we are not giving money. Only we are arranging 10% or a little advances, that's all. Not full amount we are not giving. So this is the very important financial eligibility. Okay. Yeah. Now coming to bid capacity. Here the tenderer should submit the audited balance sheet certified by the chartered accountant only. This turnover certificates. Okay. Bid capacity, actually the Delhi Metro Sridharan has started this bid capacity in Indian Railways first time in our India. Actually this is a concept in the foreign countries. This bid capacity. Previously we are not having any bid capacity provision. This is also to test whether the person or contractor has a capacity to execute the big works or not. So this is not insisted for the small value of works. The minimum threshold value is 10 crores and above only we are insisted. Whereas technical and financial eligibility 50 lakhs. This is 10 crores. Please check 20 times. Okay. Yeah. Here this is a little bit complex. Please by heart. There is no other go. Yeah. This is A into N into 2 minus 0.33 into N into B. That means you have to know what is A, what is N, what is B. These 3 words you should know. What is A? This is very simple. Payment received in any one financial year in the last 3 financial years or current year. Any one, whichever is maximum we should take. That is called A. N is already norms, number of years prescribed for completion of the work. B is very important. What is his commitments in the next number of N years? That means if your work is awarded in the 2026, the work is going to complete in the 2030. So the next 5 years, what is his commitments, the contractor's commitments? That means if his commitments are more commitments, he may not concentrate or he may not provide funds for completion of our railway work. So that is also we'll consider. So B for nothing but balance. B for balance. What is B? Existing commitments and balance amount of ongoing works and works awarded but yet to start with the tenderer, not railways, any other works, to be completed in the next N years. N means the year. So please go through, not required to discuss this example. If you want, we will discuss. Yeah, I will give a good example. Only thing you remember this formula. Formula is, please discuss. What is A? A payment received in any one financial year in the last 3 financial years or current financial year. The maximum amount is received by the contractor. N is number of years to complete the work. The balance B is the N already we discussed. Balance is balance commitments in the number of N years. So this is A into N into 2 multiplied this figure. From this figure we minus this whole figure. 0.33 into N into B. That means N into B we will take 1/3 minus. And the resultant figure should not be less than advertised value of the tender. Should not be less than advertised value of the tender. Yeah, if you want, just will check. Yeah. See, this is the date of opening 2019 15th. The value advertised is 100 crores. What is the norms? 3 years. So what is the contractor's maximum value of the completed works and works in progress of the contractor? Please check. This is the last 3 and current financial year. Current financial year. We have taken, this is the 2018 and 19. So we have to take up to 2018 and 19 up to 15th 2. And 2017, 18, 16, 17, 15, 17. So completed works, please check. So which is the highest? Here it is the highest. 25 crores is the highest. Any 1 year we should take. So here A is 25 crores. Because the maximum in last 3.5 years. Anything. If it is a maximum, this also take. And what is his commitments in the next? What is this norms 3 years? Please check. The next 3 years, this is the commitments. 15 crores commitments is there. Other ones. So this is a 25. This is 15. Now we'll calculate. A is 25 crores. That is the maximum amount he received in one of the financial year. The norms to be complete, the work should be completed in 3 years. The balance commitments 15 crores. Please check. 25 crores into 3 into 2. That means 150 crores minus, this is the 3 into 15, 45 crores. 45 crores, 1/3 15 crores. So total 135 crores. So what is the advertisement value? Please check. Advertisement value is the 100 crores. That means he is capable for completion of this work. So hence contractor Ramesh is qualified to bid the work value of the up to 135 crores because his bid capacity is more than advertising value. Okay. So what are the key points? Yeah, technical eligibility, financial eligibility, bid capacity, year 50 lakhs not required. This is bid capacity 10 crores not required. This is the formula you should by heart. A into N into 2 minus 0.33 into N into B. A means maximum amount received in any one financial year. N means number of years. B for balance commitments. Technical eligibility is the 7 calendar years up to the date of the bidding 1 month prior. That means if the April 19th is the bid opening day, that means up to March 19th we have taken last 7 years. Okay. Yeah. Technical eligibility already I told 3 works 30, 2 works 40, 1 work 60. Subletting up to 50 lakhs, the previous experience not required. The financial eligibility, this is the formula already I told, V bar N or V whichever is less. V means yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will unmute all. Yeah, unmuted all. Can you discuss another 15 minutes?
Yes, sir.
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
No, sir. Yes,
Sir,
sir.
sir.
No, sir.
We can continue, sir. We can
Yes, sir.
continue.
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir,
No, no.
Okay, right,
Yes, sir.
right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No problem, no problem.
Continue, sir. Yes, sir. Continue, sir. Please.
It will become khichdi.
Tired, sir.
Patience,
Khichdi.
that type of
No, sir. No, sir.
Please wait.
Continue, sir.
Please, so better we will discontinue, no problem, because a continue this all new topic na, so it is a little bit confusion. Anyway, I shared write-ups. So next week we'll discuss the balance. Very few are there. Already yesterday we discussed what is called this bonus. We discussed EPC already discussed. Bid security SD is discussed, key points discussed, technical eligibility is discussed, order of precedence is discussed. Except a few are there, advances to contractors, some important. I'll share write-ups in the classes, in the group, and we'll discuss. So next week onwards, next Friday, Saturday, Sunday onwards, definitely we are revise all the topics in the financial rule syllabus. Already we started parliamentary financial control and budget and other. Remaining also works program, MSOP, rolling stock program, M&P and audit, all will discuss, and if possible we'll discuss morning sessions. Last 10 days daily I will conduct daily morning sessions practice. Last 10 days. Okay. Any queries, please raise. Yeah, Kumar Garu.
Sir, if possible, please give a GCC service store and works in single
Yeah, I
page.
told you na, that is a yeah. If you want, I will give rough statement. But some
sir.
corrections is there. If all of you require, I will share in the rough statement.
Yes,
But
sir. In single page.
revised one again. Okay, I will share. Sridhar Garu. Yeah, Karnakar Garu, please note down the differences between GCC for works and services. I will share. Okay, right.
Store also, sir.
Store it is not possible because not similar conditions. That is entirely different. Why? Because this GCC for service contracts also we are executed under GCC for works previously. So from GCC for works we have drawn the GCC for services. So stores entirely different. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, in the key points, you give subcontracting as 50%. Actually, according to ACS 11, it is 40% only. No?
Yeah. Present document you are talking.
Yes, sir. Key points.
No,
you
no,
just
that is
show.
not 50%. That is the see. I'll show again. Don't confuse. You are talking about these key points, na? Madam? Yeah, 1 minute. I will unmute. Yeah, please check.
Subletting of 10th point.
Yeah, this is previous experience is not required for up to 50 lakhs, not percentage.
Okay.
That don't confuse.
Okay,
All right, thank you. Yeah, next. 1 plus, please unmute.
Sir, what is relevancy of bid capacity, sir? Why this bid capacity required?
Yeah, I told you now it is a different scientific term. This is the if you want to, you can choose. I shared this document. You can apply. Suppose the balance commitments are more, he is not eligible. Because how can he concentrate? How can he fund our work? You got my point?
He having amount for execution of the work. It proves.
Yeah, that means yes, previous year is having a good turnover is there. But that is not sufficient whether he is having a sufficient liquidity to execute the current work. That is dependent on his balance commitments. See, what is your good name?
Manish.
Manish, you have a 1 crore turnover money is there with you. 1 crore. So, you already have 4 works are there. 50 lakhs works. 2 crores worth of works is there. Can railways think once again, if I allotted another 1 crore work, whether he is executed with that amount or not? Understand?
Yes, sir.
So that's why we are taking balance commitments also. If he is overburdened, he cannot do our work. He cannot spend the money. So that is the first time that Sridharan has introduced this in the Delhi metro, this bid capacity, first time. So that he is completed all works ahead of the schedule, before the target, every work.
Yes, sir. Sir, what is the insurance COT bond, sir?
Pardon? Insurance should bond already shared small write-up, please go through. This is nothing but insurance company also can give bond like that bank. That's all.
Right, sir. Sir, we can take SD in form of BG, sir?
Yeah, please go to the write-up. Yes, it is there. Bank
Sir,
guarantee.
good evening, sir.
Yeah, but 50 crores, I think minimum work is value is there. Ramesh sir.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yeah.
In view of point of exam, service contract and works contract, which one is important, sir?
Yeah, it is dependent on the examiner. How can I tell you?
Sir, as per syllabus, sir.
Normally, see, both are important because nowadays so many service contracts is there. We are giving outsource housekeeping contracts. So your department is?
Sir, operating, sir.
Operating, I think better you check your previous question papers. That is the best.
Sir, rule अब आपका as per syllabus serial number 7 में है rules and procedure relating to tender and contracts. So for execution of works and procurement of stores, M&B program, these are actually GCC is important or not?
Yeah, that's why I told you na, better please check your previous question papers. If it is not asked, you can take it as D. Okay. Better.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Because in the financial rules, last topic, please check. Last rule. Any other topic. Understand? So, normally it is very important, normally. Because so many service contracts we are entering. See, once you become an officer, you are supposed to deal with the service contracts.
Sir.
Yeah, Anil Kumarji.
Sir, namaste, sir.
Namaste.
After submitting means a security deposit, what is the necessary to submit PG and additional PG? Means the contractor has to submit 5% SD,
Yeah, very good
5%
question.
PG,
Very good
and
question.
additional 5% PG. So total
Yes.
15% of the means
Yes,
awarded
yes.
value. First, he has to submit.
Yeah, I'll tell you reason. Very good question. Because I think you are in the construction side, na? Anilji?
Sir, I am in open line, sir, not in construction.
Department?
SNT, sir, signal and telecom.
Have you noticed this performance guarantee some 10 to 15 years back, there is no performance guarantee.
Yes, sir.
Why it is introduced means, suppose the contractor has started the work, just imagine, 2 months work is started. The first payment bill also is not, we are arranged. What is the amount we have? Only 2%.
Only 2% EMD, which is submitted along with the bid.
Please, please listen. 2% only will have.
Yes,
but
sir.
he is not interested doing the work. He is fleeing the work. So what to do? We have to award this contract. Again, we called tenders. We have to award. Suppose it is just imagine the old contract is 100 rupees. We retained 2 rupees. Next, we called fresh tenders. The lowest rate it is goes to 105 rupees.
Okay, sir.
So what is the loss? 3 rupees.
Yes, sir.
This 3 rupees risk and cost procedure is there initially.
Yes, sir.
As per risk and cost procedure, we have to recover this 3 rupees from the existing contractor.
Okay, sir.
But that is so many cases are pending in the Indian Railways. Because he is not available. What is the rule we have to collect is any other contracts with the Indian Railways.
Okay.
So identifying it is all so instead of risk and cost procedure, this 5% is additional is included. That means before starting the work, we will have the 2% plus 5%, 7% is there.
Yes, sir.
So in case if we abandon the work, at least we can have a cushion 7 rupees extra amount. That is.
Yes, sir.
So in lieu of risk and cost, we are entered this performance guarantee. Yeah,
Right,
next,
sir.
Ajay Kumar ji.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Please speak.
Sir, what is the difference between tender value and contract value, sir?
Yeah, simple. See, the tenders we called for 100 rupees work, but the lowest tenderer is coming for 90 rupees. So what is the contract value? Tell me. Ajay ji, please raise the hand. Yeah. Next, Kiran Singh. Yeah, please tell me.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in the EPC, core land and non-core land. Couldn't understand, sir.
Pardon?
What is core land? Core land.
Core land means that is the important. Suppose the track is there, new track. For track, whatever track is lying, that is the core land. Non-core land means railway stations and other important depots. That is non-core land. That is not important immediately.
Okay, sir.
Core land means the main important, the track should be constructed on the land. If that land is not available, how could he start the work? Non-core land not immediately required. It is required at the latter stage. Okay. Core means important. Okay. Non-core, non-important. Rajiv Kumar ji.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Sir, in MCQ practice set, the tender notice period up to 1 crore 14 days, no, sir?
Yes. Yes. No. 21 days. It is up to
1 crore.
1 crore 21 days without concurrence.
जी सर
Up to 1 crore 21 days.
लेकिन इन एमसीक्यू प्रैक्टिस सेट सर ये 14 डेज मेंशन
Yeah, please remind me, I will correct. Okay.
ओके सर
Please remember, 21 days we can reduce to 21 days up to 1 crore without concurrence. With concurrence, up to 2 crores 14 days. Yeah.
Okay.
If anything is there, I will correct. Yeah, admin.
Okay, sir. GCC works. In question, GCC works, sir.
Yeah, tell me, GCC works?
No, in GCC practice, MCQ practice chapter MCQ GCC works, sir.
Yeah, I'll check. Just remind me in the WhatsApp. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Admin, please unmute. Yeah, please quick. Okay, thank you. Yeah, for account staff, from tomorrow morning, that morning session is there. Morning practice, that is regular sessions. For others, it is again Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, right. Yeah, thank you, one and all. Have a nice
Thank you,
time.
sir.